Here we go, ready to tip it up. Bo Borowski, Tony Padilla, A.J. Desai, our three officials. And a pleasant good Monday morning to you all watching in as we get this one going. Second round of the NCAA tournament. What a ride it has been. And right out of the gates, Richardson and one. Chance at a three-point play. First possession of the game, Jim.
Well, I guess you can see the game plan for Oregon, which is to be able to attack this Iowa defense off the dribble. Now, they're going to shoot a lot of threes, of course, but if you can loosen up the defense early by getting yourself in the lane, pick up a foul or two, now that softens up this Iowa defense from the perimeter.
This Oregon team has had a lot of success advancing to the Sweet 16. Matter of fact, if they win here today, it would be 4 in the last 5 tries. Because a number of players on this Oregon team that haven't experienced this kind of atmosphere before under this pressure. Their head coach certainly has 2 excellent coaches and 2 programs that have really shined brightly. Iowa actually topped out at number 3 in the nation at one point this year. That's turnover. Looking inside for Garza. Sealed it off the Ducks. And now Duarte, he puts up a 3. Jimmy, it's been 10 days since Oregon last played. Again, they had a no contest game in round 1 against Virginia Commonwealth. So no loss, no win attached to those programs. But they have not played since they lost to Oregon State in Pac-12 tournament.
Well, you really didn't have any practice either. I mean, to run up and down the court. So the first 3 to 5 minutes are going to be crucial for Oregon.
Wieskamp sticks to 3. That is going to be a familiar theme of this game if it goes the way these coaches want it to. Wieskamp with 16 points against Grand Canyon in round 1. Also had 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He stuffed the stats. Both of these teams want to get their three-point shots up. It could be a very entertaining opener to a full day of round 2 action. L.J. Figueroa, nice little mid-range. And right back at it. Garza with the offensive board to put back and the foul. And there he is, Luka Garza into the act. Chance at a three-point play.
Well, one thing you can't do if you're going to press up a little bit by Oregon, you can't allow the ball to get in front of you, because once you do that, you see Fredrickson right here, able to get to the, what is that, J-Bo? No, Frederick able to get to the basket, but Garza was already down the court. So if you're going to press up, that ball has to reverse back around, get to the opposite side of the court, allow your defense to get back and be set.
Luka Garza, one of the great players in college basketball, not just this year, but throughout his career. Incredible 4-year run for the Iowa Hawkeyes. One of the most decorated players ever. Straight down the lane. Omarui with the C's opening up. An emphatic jam to give Oregon the lead. Wieskamp coming off the screen from Garza. They play so well together, and Garza, another one's down. The hoop and the harm. Luka Garza got a chance at another three-point play. Those 2 coaches, both hired in 2011. Fran McCaffrey, head man at Iowa, looking for his first Sweet 16 bid as the Iowa head coach. And how about Dana Altman? A run of success. 3 of the last 4 tournaments that have been held, Dana Altman's Ducks have made it to the Sweet 16, including the last tournament, which was 2019.
Iowa itself, a little soft press right here.
And a foul, and that one's in. So Richardson with a 3-point possibility. The and ones are stacking up early here in this first game.
Well, but this is, you know, a drive to the basket, basically one-on-one after breaking the press. And Richardson here between 2 Iowa players would absorb some contact.
4 and ones, made basket with a foul, and we're just getting underway here. 2.5 minutes in. Richardson knocks down the free throw. Figures to be a high-scoring affair. Electric offenses both. Quickly down on the other end. Wieskamp misses a 3. Figueroa flying high for the rebound. The Ducks pushing it here. Richardson lost the handle. Pushed it to himself.
And it's an interesting matchup right here. Omarui against Garza, giving up some size, but he does have quickness and touch. And that's the thing you want to do. Luka has played well defensively the last 4 games, 9 blocks, 7 steals. But you want to force Luka Garza to spend energy on the defensive end, not allow him to rest, and use all of that for offense.
Omarui goes flying by, looking inside for Garza. C.J. Frederick couldn't quite get it to the big man. Totally different player, Jimmy, than what Iowa saw in Omarui when he was at Rutgers.
Well, no, growth, but also this program allows him more space to operate, and he matured over these years too, okay, keep in mind. So that goes into it, and sometimes just a different philosophy allows a guy to progress and get better within a different system.
Bohannon gets up his first shot. Nothing there for him. Chandler Lawson on the floor for the first time. Hardy on the floor for the first time. Can't get the layup to go. Trying to take it in transition. Bohannon. Skilled point guard. So much experience with this Iowa team. Familiar starting 5. But very few injuries and very few days when they haven't been together as a 5. And Luka Garza continues to ring the bell.
Our audience will keep our eye on this. You're going to say, well, why isn't Luka being doubled or more guys around? Because that's not the game plan. You know, Luka's going to get his numbers. It's not allowing Iowa to get hot from behind the three-point line and the other guys really doing the damage.
There's 3 by Hardy. Iowa pushes it. Frederick into the paint, kicks it. That's a coach's son. Connor McCaffrey comes up short. Fran McCaffrey has 2 sons playing for the Iowa Hawkeyes, and they're both excellent players. Other son, Patrick, comes off the bench, the younger brother of Connor. Lawson working on Garza. It's a tough ask for Chandler Larson. Garza holds his ground. Garza can shoot the 3 as well. You have to respect that.
Garza has a little mismatch inside right now on Will Richardson.
Frederick gives it up. Single digits on the shot clock. And now Frederick misses. Tell you, that Oregon bench is up. Matter of fact, because we're starting this game at noon local time here in Indianapolis, you could see there's an emphasis on both benches as Omarui misses. I think they're trying to make sure the energy's here. There's about 2,500 fans in the building. That's going to be an offensive foul. Omarui stands in there tough. Garza with the offensive foul. That'll take us to our first timeout. Excellent action here early between the Ducks and the Hawkeyes. Full of feathers here on a Monday afternoon. Glad you're with us.
Welcome back, everybody, to Indianapolis, where we have a 1-point game between Oregon and Iowa. Sometimes life is basketball, but sometimes life is more than basketball. Both have been true for the McCaffrey family in this Iowa program. It was 7 years ago when Coach McCaffrey went dancing for the first time as the head coach of the program. The other side of that memory, though, is his son Patrick was in a shocking battle with cancer. His surgery was scheduled for the same day as the team's first tournament game. Coach was by Patrick's side for surgery, then flew in, coached the team, and he told us yesterday that memory makes him very emotional, but Patrick is doing well. He's dancing free now. His birthday was Saturday, so happy birthday to Patrick. And we'll continue to monitor him throughout the game because there are things that Coach sees fatigue-wise that are still aftermaths of the cancer, but he's doing great now, guys.
He certainly is. It's a phenomenal story. Turned 21 over the weekend, did Patrick, and getting his first run here in this second round game. Forces a turnover. Patrick is 6'9". His older brother is 6'6". And they will watch those minutes, as you mentioned. Iowa's missed their last 3 attempts. Wieskamp hit the first one. He's made the only 3-pointer of the game, right out of the blocks for the Hawkeyes. And Wieskamp gives it up. Garza had a little bloody nose that they had to clean up as he knocks down the mid-range. So we were looking at that last play. And the offensive foul on Garza holding off the defender. And the ball, actually, the entry pass hit him directly in the nose. And so they had to clean up the blood. And officials took a look at the replay monitor just to see. They have not assigned the ball in F1. I think they did replace the ball, though.
Yeah.
Omarui goes tough, man. He's 6'6", Jim, and he's playing the 5 a lot. And Will today matching up against Garza. Talk about an undersized 5, but he can hold his own in there.
Yeah, but undersized in height, but not in actual heart. He has an excellent skill set and a motor that allows him to be effective despite being a few inches shorter of Garza.
Williams knocks down a 3. Eric Williams Jr. hits the first 3 of the game for the Ducks.
A quick offense, able to get it out real quick and able to get Williams right in the corner for a rhythm three-point shot. Right there, you can't go and bail out Garza. You know, you got to stay solid. You know, you're going to have some help inside a little bit. It was a crowded, but as soon as Omarui right there kind of went for the steal, this is an excellent Iowa passing team into the post. Okay, so when Luka puts that arm up, BA, they know exactly how to pinpoint the pass and put it there, and Luka from there just goes to work.
Deep in this game already, got a couple of and ones. He's been to the line. He's got an offensive foul and a bloody nose. Hey, by the way, you can scan this code right now to watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today. And Garza with the free throws. Back in the game comes Connor McCaffrey. Garza will get his first break. And the McCaffrey brothers on the floor together. You saw Keegan Murray as well. Luka Garza, Allie, goes to the bench with 12 points, 2 rebounds, already making a major impact on this round 2 game.
He was a force inside, and to your point, Jim, awesome slam for Oregon. I will happily be interrupted for that anytime. Jim, to your point about him making an impact down low, as a freshman and a sophomore, he would take the ball out of the net on a made bucket. But when they played Oregon for the first time earlier, he was able to bring the ball up the floor, but they switched him to the middle. So when they give him the full court press, they're having him flash middle so he can get closer to the basket quicker and make an impact close to the rim.
Yeah, I mean, that's just smart play, but also that's the growth in Luka's game, to be able to be trusted in the zone atmosphere, in the middle of the court, if the ball gets to him to make a logical decision. See a great pull-up that time by Richardson. And then now he's able to sprint right to the basket like this in transition. Now, when you think about transition in Iowa, you don't think about fast pace. But this is a team that during the course of the year scored 83 points a game. That's 6th in the country. So they love to get the ball up and down. That time able to exploit it and get it easy too.
Omarui denied at the rim, and then a silly foul on Eugene Omarui. Boy, he just met all kind of height underneath. Running the floor, Jim, the McCaffrey boys.
Well, you always love to get a little layup, and then not only that, give me that, block that, Iowa, Oregon.
Tournament summary, how about Oral Roberts? Man, it's been a crazy March Madness already. A 15 seed, just the second to advance to the Sweet 16. 2 wins for ORU. They beat, remember, Florida Gulf Coast did it back Dunk City days 2013. Syracuse on their way. The Boeheims, that's another father-son matchup. Been watching that series, and Baylor was impressive, taking down Wisconsin yesterday, the #1 seed. Moving on, Omarui working up a good lather here in game 1 of the day. Second round action starting here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Iowa running the floor quickly out of the timeout. Keegan Murray fouled on his way in. Both of these coaches have pretty tight rotations, Jimmy, but the idea is they're going to be aggressive. They're going to push. Explosive offenses. Iowa scoring nearly 84 points per game. That was 4th most in the nation this year. And this is one of their future stars who figures to get a lot of minutes in this tournament, Keegan Murray. Went for 13 and 7 against Grand Canyon and had those 4 blocks. He's already been disruptive defensively against the Ducks in this game.
Yeah, well, great gene pool. His father, Kenyon, played here at Iowa. Freshman, long, athletic, has gotten so much more confident as the season has gone along. An integral part of their bench mob.
twin brother Chris over there on the bench. You're not going to see double if you see those two. There goes Williams, nice to the hole, and with a strong hand, able to finish high off the window. Eric Williams.
And I love the energy early from both teams, in particular Oregon, by being off for the last 10 days.
And Duarte, coast to coast in transition. Iowa takes it right out of the made basket, and Patrick McCaffrey with a two-handed jam set up by Tucson.
This is a pace that both teams enjoy playing at, and getting the ball out quickly. McCaffrey able to benefit once again in transition before the Ducks defense got back.
Duarte working with Lawson. Murray on him, and Duarte, man, that is a tough shot. Sticks along, two, little fade away. Iowa pushes. Will Richardson running the point. Excellent point guard. Got a little hesitation. Leaves it, but it was stolen. Tucson jump the lane, gives it up. Patrick McCaffrey again, and he is fouled. LJ Figueroa with the contact. Patrick McCaffrey goes to the line. Figueroa with a second foul.
You can see through the pace how it changes too with Joe Toussaint in the game. His ability to get the ball up quick, make quick decisions, is helping speed up the pace. Now, does it help when you Oregon and you penetrate and it's a turnover? Now your defense is not set, which lends to success for Iowa on the opposite end.
There's Margaret. I mean, it's safe to say she's the best hooper in the family, right, Margaret? She's a star. Notre Dame. And watching her husband and two sons in this one. Unbelievably delicious Coca-Cola vanilla. Vanilla is hard to describe, but in a good way.
Now, you talk about the talent of his mom. Now, Fran was a heck of a player at Penn.
Was baller.
Baller. Now, you know what his nickname was?
I do. But I'm going to let you share it.
White Magic.
That's right.
Every time when I see him, I say, "What's up, White Magic? How you doing, brother?"
And he just smiles.
He starts smiling.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he loves it. But he was a heck of a player. Think about it. Mother-father combo in their day, and the sons. I wonder who'll win that. I'm gonna go with mom.
Just Google Margaret Nolan at Notre Dame. You'll see. Stud.
Yep. Okay, here's the zone, 2-3 zone. Iowa plays about 30% of the time.
Garza back on the floor. Who are they going to get here? That's an and one. Garza was contesting as well. I believe the foul is going to be on Murray.
A little bit behind that time. Murray trying to catch up. But when you're guarding Chris Duarte because he's such a prolific scorer, you tell yourself to stay disciplined defensively. But that pump fake, because he just came and scored previous possession, got Murray in the air. Great concentration to follow it through, bank it in.
Pride of Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, sends Murray to the bench with fouls. And Chris Duarte having a good start to this game. In the corner, three-pointer, around and down it goes. Tony Perkins found some space in the corner. Three-point game, Oregon in the lead. That's the second made three for Iowa. Wieskamp hit the other. Williams has hit the only three for the Ducks. Omer Rui back on the floor, comes up short. Toussaint the rebound. Backup point guard, he'll push it. He can fly. Frederick back to Perkins. Now Toussaint, shifty. Got to get himself some room, and he does, and a foul! The mighty Joe getting some separation and some contact and a chance at a three-point play.
Well, not often Joe will look for the shot Toussaint, but he felt the rhythm, at time the little step back. Duarte a little look.
Well, Duarte's saying he kicked his leg out. I mean, we are at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, the house that Reggie Miller made.
Yeah, I got kicked with a few of those, trust me.
Well, he got the call. Oregon doesn't like it. Dana Altman was furious. Both of these coaches have already given the officials an earful in this game. 6 lead changes. Back and forth they go. We're tied at 30. Under 9 minutes to go in this first half. Very entertaining start between Iowa and Oregon. And Duarte, cash money from 3. Joe Wieskamp gives it up. Frederick gives it right back to him. Oh, they're closing fast, and a turnover. Omarui got a hand in it. Oh, and gives it right back.
Yeah, Duarte kind of stopped right there. Omarui thought he was going to keep going, and now Luka padding the stats, get an offensive rebound, put it back up in there.
Man. That's a 7-footer right there with stroke, with the footwork, the jump stop.
You know, it doesn't look like he's moving fast when he runs, but he gets down the court. A lot of that is because of his strength and conditioning over the summer, improving his footwork and improving his stamina, knowing he would have to play heavy minutes.
Richardson goes fast into the lane and is fouled. Toussaint disagrees with that. How about the footwork here by the two-time All-America selection?
Well, just a little Euro hop step in there. And again, this is a lot of work put in over the years. If you were to see the Luka when he was a freshman in sophomore compared to who he is now, you know, you see the transformation in his body, in his game, more importantly, in between his ears, meaning the understanding of what it takes to be the guy each and every night and what that means to his team and how to really involve everybody else, because when you do that, BA, now the game becomes a little simpler and easier for you to kind of do your thing.
Fred McCaffrey is going to take him out. Dana Altman goes super small here. Jalen Terry on the floor. And so Connor McCaffrey back in for Iowa as the Hawkeyes match with their small lineup. Will Richardson gives it up. Here's Terry now, his first run. Good ball movement, everybody gets a touch. Shot clock at 3. Williams comes up short.
But that's what Iowa wants you to do. They want to bail that zone out by shooting a jump shot. Wieskamp is in the middle of that zone, find a way to attack him.
Joe Wieskamp, he's got a lot in the toolbox.
Yeah,
he can shoot from behind the arc. He can take you down on the block. From Muscatine, Iowa, Joe Wieskamp gives the Hawkeyes a 2-point lead.
Remember the name Duncan Robinson, Michigan?
Oh, yeah. That's it. Oh, off the window. Call that, Richardson. He'll take it. Third made 3 for the Ducks. First of the game for Will Richardson. He's got 11.
You're all right, Banker's life, right? You got that one? Okay.
Wieskamp.
Toussaint.
Oh, and the putback. Shortest guy on the floor, Joe Toussaint. A shade under 6 foot.
Yeah, and how about the Iowa bench adding value? You said Fran doesn't go deep into his bench, so it's very important when your number is called that you make those minutes valuable ones. And right now, Toussaint is doing just that. Look, that.
Gets a steal. Toussaint, Tony Perkins, both getting some minutes here in this first half. They've made an impact. Omarui guarding Wieskamp. Back iron. One thing you can hear Dana Altman every possession. There will be no celebrations for Oregon after made baskets, and they're learning that quickly. That's going to be a loose ball foul on the floor. Going to stay right here. It's going to be a foul on Iowa. Timeout on the floor, Jimmy.
Get that ATM card open because the bank is open. Richardson off the glass, and then Toussaint, little fella, give me that rebound and 2.
What a game, what a start, all tied at 36. Bleacher Report app, home to all the action from around the tournament. Find your community by following your teams. Fan easier, fan faster, fan better. Download the Bleacher Report app today.
Well, I hope our fans are enjoying this game as much as we are, because it's up and down, transition, 2 passes. Iowa out in front, 11 fast breaks early, Ducks on the run. We can show it to you right now. Spread it out. Chris Duarte, nobody stops. Give me 2 off the glass. I'll take it. Soft touch. Both teams looking to run off of made baskets as well. In Iowa, early in the game, concentrating 6 and 1s. To start, a lot of that is Luka, of course.
You can kind of match up any way you want it here. Garza back on the floor. Iowa's gone small on occasion. Oregon coming out of the timeout. And blocked from behind, Wieskamp. Terry went up for the shot, gets it right back. Omarui runs into a wall at Wieskamp. Oh, he spins off and takes on Garza. Strong basket. Eugene Omarui.
He looked the defense off by going like he was going to go to the middle or pass it, but he knew he had the baseline open. Plus, he was aware that Luka was holding ground on the backside.
Empty set for the Hawkeyes. Oregon in the lead by 2 with the ball as we approach the 5-minute mark. Williams, he's already made one. Wieskamp pulls down the board.
You know, Fran does a smart job of how he preserves and sneaks minutes for that guy right there to keep him fresh. At about the 12.5-minute mark, took him out, had a little break right around the timeout. He just came in again after sitting through the timeout. Now came in and knocked in the 3, keep those legs fresh.
Well, Garza in all his glory in this first half. He's got 17 points. He's only missed 1 shot. That was his first made 3. 9 lead changes across court and stepped on the sideline. Williams, that'll be an Oregon turnover and a big man who can fill it up from out there.
Well, rarely do you see Luka Garza also take bad shots. I mean, that's part of being an efficient scorer, and that's growth through the years of when to take the shot, when to pull back, what I feel comfortable with. But you learn that by going through the process, and him expanding that range just makes it almost impossible, or really impossible, for you to stop him.
And Ali LaForce, he's a 43% three-point shooter this year, and add 2 more and 1 again. Luka Garza. He's got 19, a dominant force. He'll have a free throw to get to 20 in this first half.
And look at that, just excellent footwork. Now, once again, throughout the Big Ten, you say, well, why don't you double team? Well, teams in the Big Ten during the course of the season chose not to double team, and Dana Altman is following that script.
So they're going to take a quick look here. See if there was an elbow thrown. Again, Omorui's got the tough duty. He's 6'6", trying to play at the 5. And they're looking at a Garza elbow potentially.
Well, did it hit him? Yes, but it hit him right in the shoulder right there. It was.
Now we'll take a break. We'll clean it up. Do some housekeeping when we come back. Garza at the free throw line. Downtown Indianapolis, great state of Indiana, the host for the entire NCAA tournament. What a game we've got going here to start things off. Making Monday fun in the second round. It's 41-38. Iowa has the lead. Luka Garza has 19 points going to the line here for a chance at 20. There have been 7 and 1s already in this game. All the free throws have been made, and that's where Garza has gotten his points from. He's got a couple little mid-range jumpers. Hit his only 3-pointer. And he's got 20, Jim Jackson, in this first half.
Buckets. I mean, you go to him, you use him. Knew, kind of figured, and Oregon is not surprised. They knew they was going to have a big game, but they can't be bailing them out with some of these fouls, putting them to the line for 3. Speaking about 3, how about that? Attacking the zone out of the timeout. LJ Figueroa.
He's playing with 2 fouls. Went to the bench. And Dana Altman needs the firepower first. Gets it right away. Patrick McCaffrey back on the floor. Murray as well. 2 bench players running with Garza, Wieskamp, and Bohannon. Duarte checks Bohannon. He'll pull up a 3. And Figueroa, who touched it last. Bo Borowski says a Hawkeye touched it last. Murray, it'll be Oregon ball. Starting 5 on the floor for Oregon. Will Richardson running the point. You got Omoruyi, Figueroa, Williams. Duarte off to a great start, 12 points. Richardson's got 11. Omoruyi missed badly. Right there to recover, though. No, another opportunity. Make it a 4th opportunity here. And Omoruyi taking some traffic with him.
Great activity that time. Omoruyi able to benefit on the back end.
Oh, what a play. What a block. A recovery by Omoruyi, gets a block on Garza. Richardson, the lefty, yes. Oregon back on top. They run it 46-42. They're up 4. It's an 8-0 Ducks run. Under 3 minutes to go in this first half. 2 teams that can light it up. Oregon, a top 40 offensive rated team in NCAA basketball. And Iowa, number 4, and a nice take by Patrick McCaffrey.
Well, and 2, Pat was able to identify that. I didn't see who it was. I think it may have been Williams that was running out on him. but no, it might have been Richardson because he was playing on the backside of Luka for the lob pass, and that opened up the skip pass to McCaffrey, who eventually was able to blow by him and get that layup.
Garza with the swat down. Got the pick, turnover, Oregon. Bohannon with his head up, approaching the 2-minute mark, dump it down into Garza, flurry of moves, makes it look easy.
Well, it's easy too when you have the freedom, because you don't have a lot of resistance on the passer, to just zip the ball into Luka really quickly. To help your defense inside, you gotta put more pressure on the passer so they just can't pick you apart by throwing it right down to Luka.
Figueroa set by Duarte. LJ Figueroa hits another three. Ducks by 3. Figueroa with 8 points, in foul trouble in this first half. He's knocked down both of his 3-pointers. Hey, don't forget, first round coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Championship continues today on ESPN, ESPN2, and ESPNU. For more information, go to ncaa.com. In the corner, comes up short. Duarte, guarded by Wieskamp. Here's Richardson. Wants to get it organized here. Frank Kepnig on the floor for the first time. Another three. He's got the hot hand. He does. Figueroa still cooking. Boy, what a window for him, coming back from the bench after foul trouble. He's hit 3 threes. He's got 11. 6-point game. Oregon lead and a block. Frank Kepnig on the floor. Limited minutes guy at 6'11" from Cameroon, making an impact.
Yeah, well, anticipating Wieskamp was going to get it and able to knock it, block it, deny it. I'm tired right now. Yeah, this game is going.
Get your legs. Get your legs. Omarui, man, he has been a battler in this first half. He's got 10 points. He's taken on the heavy burden today, Jim, having to match up with Garza.
Nothing new, though. I mean, now, again, a couple years ago when he was at Rutgers, Garza was not as complete as a player as we see him now, but he's very familiar.
Of course, Kepnig in there now trying to body up Garza. Swipe down Williams, almost forced a turnover. It's been a 6-0 run here for Oregon, opening up their 6-point lead. Late clock, down to 5. Bohannon, the runner. Bohannon, no. And Williams taps it to Richardson on the move, 2-on-1. Williams, down the hole it goes. Excellent in transition, and the Ducks are up 8. Garza.
Guess who?
Swatted. You could hear it from up here.
Guess who? I mean, this Oregon team, I mean, one, defensively, they may be small, but they're very active, in particular on the back line. And then once you get out, 2-on-1 fast break, you work on this in practice. You better be able to complete it. Nice little drop pass, and Williams showing off that athleticism right there.
Second foul on Williams. So Omarui, Duarte, Figueroa, Williams, all with 2 fouls. By far the most points scored in this year's NCAA tournament in a half. And you see 100 combined points in the first half for the first time since '08. That was a round of 64 game. Mount St. Mary's in North Carolina. UNC was the #1 seed and had 60 on the board that year against Mount St. Mary's. I mean, we thought it'd be high scoring. I don't know about this level, but been good shot making, great action. Dana Altman setting up for this last possession of this first half. 11.9 left, and the Ducks in front. Monster half for Luka Garza. He's got 22. However, the Oregon Ducks running out of some game plan against him. They're on an 8-0 run. They lead by 8. They got a chance at the last shot here, Jim, of this first half.
No momentum, but you talked about Luka's numbers. That's fine with Dana Altman, because now they're able to take that lead in the halftime and feel good about themselves.
Who's going to take the last shot of this first half? Ducks have a chance to go up double digits.
Oh,
Heady play by Duarte. Perkins fouls him. And 3 free throws coming here. Duarte all smiles.
Well, remember I talked to you earlier when it was Keegan Murray who did the same thing, not maintaining his defensive discipline. Because in your mind, you hear your coaches tell you all the time, contest the shot, contest the shot. But then you also hear him say, he's a shooter, he has a pump fake, don't go for it. And then you end up going for it and picking up the foul.
What a terrific player he's been. He was born in Montreal, was Duarte. He was raised in the Dominican Republic. Played his high school ball in Troy, New York. And been a huge impact player, decorated player in the Pac-12, all Pac-12 on their defensive team as well. And the first of 3 free throws. There is 0.7 seconds remaining.
And let's keep our eye on that. I mean, this is a, if he makes all 3, BA, oh, okay, if he makes 2, this puts you up 12 points at halftime.
76% free throw shooter. And a chance to go up double figures here. How about a 10-0 run for the Oregon Ducks to close out this first half?
I went to Ohio State, my math was off a little bit.
56-46, big first half from Garza, but the Ducks have the game plan in place. Dana Altman has got his Ducks up double digits. Oregon ends a half on a 10-0 run. They're 14-0 and they lead at the half. Highest scoring first half of this NCAA tournament. What a way to get our Monday started in this second round. The Oregon Ducks lead by 10 over the Iowa Hawkeyes. And Jim, Oregon winning the regular season title in the Pac-12. This is a team that is undersized, but Dana Altman has them in the right spots, especially offensively.
Well, at the beginning of the game, it was all about drive the ball, and then that will open up opportunities from behind the line. And that's just what transpired in that first half. A couple of layups now forces the defense to kind of pack in, and then now the three-point line becomes relevant. And Luka Garza on point. Dana Altman very comfortable saying, Luka, you can go get yours. Our main goal is to stop everybody else. Hence, 10-point lead. Jason Bohannon has yet to scratch the scoring column. So on offense is working the way Dana Altman wants it, but more importantly on the defensive end, it's also a credit to what they want to do to stick to their game plan.
Thrilling drives presented by Nissan. You see the shot chart of the Oregon Ducks. There's a lot of red on that chart. They got a lot of shots up. They made 22 baskets, had 12 assists on those 22, made field goals, number of buckets in transition. They got hot from three-point range from the wing and from the top, hit a couple of corner threes as well. And Duarte leading the way, AP Pac-12 Player of the Year this year. Duarte goes for 14. He and Richardson with 14 apiece. All of the points coming from the starters. Allie LaForce had a chance to hear from both coaches. What'd you learn there, Allie?
Well, Coach Altman was disappointed with the transition defense. That's something they really want to lock in on offensively. He liked the ball movement. He also thought that they lost the rebounding battle early in the first half, but picked it up before halftime. For Coach McCaffrey, he said, listen, Oregon shot it well, and they had 22 points in the paint. We have to take away one of those things to be successful in the second half.
Well, that is the key. Fran McCaffrey trying to lead his Iowa Hawkeyes with what he feels is his best team since he has been the head coach at Iowa. This is an experienced group. He's got his 2 sons playing for him. Very familiar starting 5, and Iowa has first possession down 10. Here we go in half number 2. First game of the day, second round coverage throughout the day. And right away go into Luka Garza and strip, and Richardson called for the foul.
A little misdirection that time by allowing Luka Garza to set 2 picks up top, but then roll knowing there's going to be a switch. And that's the old bowling ball pass inside that Tom Davis used to use back in the day to get the ball inside to Garza.
Not a shooting foul on the floor, baseline out of bounds. C.J. Frederick, talk about the others, and Charles, Kenny, Andy Katz all talking about those around Luka Garza. It's a familiar strategy in the Big Ten to let Garza get his.
Yep.
As you mentioned, Jim, in the corner, there's Wieskamp. That's a good start for the Hawkeyes.
Well, but also, too, Wieskamp pops out. The continuity for this Iowa team is very important. And why that's the case is because the 4 returning scores from last year are all back this year. And that's the continuity right there. Let's see if J-Bo Bohannon can find his range at the beginning of this half.
Duarte and a foul. Boy, Duarte is having a big first game in this tournament. Remember, they had the no contest against VCU to advance. Garza with the swat down. Duarte will head to the line, racking up the and ones.
Yeah, and Brian, it's very, I think for young men in this situation, when the 3 ball is going for you, when you're 7 for 14, you fall in love with it. But the discipline it takes to stick to the game plan and continue to attack off the dribble, that comes with maturity. We're seeing that with the Oregon Ducks, and another prime example of it right there with Duarte.
And McCaffrey throws it away. Turnover, Iowa. We've already seen 8 and ones in this game, 4 apiece, and then cashed them in. And Duarte gets the Ducks started. 10-point game. That's turnover number 5 for the Hawkeyes. Iowa protected the ball well. They were the top assist team in the country this year, 19 a game and only 9.5 turnovers. 4th best, 4th lowest in the nation as Richardson goes to work. Silky smooth, Will Richardson.
Well, you talked about Iowa taking care of the ball. Check this out, B.A. 4 turnovers. You see a little travel. Oh, man. Wieskamp able to get away with. Look, Iowa 4 turnovers, right? Great for Iowa. But Oregon did an outstanding job of converting that to 11 points. So when you start to look at what's the difference in this game, normally coaches look for a point a turnover. That time, 4-11. Let me correct myself.
Oh, feed and a finish. Omarui setting up Figueroa. Beautifully done. Oregon's got it going. They got the mojo. They feel good. It was a big concern. Figueroa takes it right out of the hands of Wieskamp. 4-on-1. Give it up. Duarte! Two-handed jam. Fran McCaffrey wants a timeout. The Ducks are flying here in Indianapolis. Their first game out of the blocks with a bang. Oregon by 14. All right, that last transition basket, 4-on-1 opportunity here, and you see the elbow to the face of Eric Williams from Bohannon, and so the officials have come to the replay. They've been looking at this throughout this entire timeout. Let's bring in Gene Steratore. See Bohannon's elbow. Gene, what are you seeing from your perspective?
You know, I see Bohannon making an attempt to play on the ball as that pass has taken place. And then you see, as we all do, the elbow and the arm go up, contact the Oregon player in the head neck area. What you've got to look at now, is that just a continuation of a normal basketball play? Do you think it's risen to the definition of unnecessary, unwarranted? I don't like the fact that that elbow stays up there after the ball is gone, even though it feels like body's moving in a normal movement. That contact to the head or neck area puts that player in a very difficult position. I wouldn't say if they upgraded that to flagrant 1, I could understand that for sure because of the contact and where it occurs.
And that's exactly what they'll do, Gene. Thank you for that. It'll be upgraded to a flagrant 1, Jimmy.
Well, Jordan Bohannon, did he have intent to do that? No, but because of the action post swinging at the ball, the continuation of the elbow, like Gene Steratore said, is why it's a flagrant 1. Listen, in the Oklahoma State-Oregon State game last night, it was a play where a player was airborne, and it was an Oregon State player. Oklahoma State came and blocked it, and they looked at the same thing. Now, the intent wasn't there, but because the guy was in the air and was defenseless, fortunately, it wasn't called a flagrant foul. But in this case, the continuation with that elbow is what's being called. So sometimes you ask yourself when you see different calls, like, why isn't it consistent? Tried to give you an example of 2 different ones with the reasoning behind it.
My only disagreement, and I throw this out there, because of Williams' hand, his hand coming down actually brought Bohannon's hand down, which put him in that position. But it's an F1 foul. They call it. They upgrade it. And Eric Williams knocks it down to give him 8 points. And Oregon now up 15. What is all going wrong here in the last 4.5 minutes, going back into the first half for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Remember, this game was tied at 46 with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. And now it's a 21-5 run for the Ducks. 21-5.
Well, remember this, when Jordan Bohannon went to the bench and Joe Toussaint came in the game, the pace picked up a little bit more. They were able to get out. Not that they don't get out in transition, but he did have an effect on the game. Let's see if he can have that right now that he's in. And Oregon just,
yeah, strong move by Williams. Couldn't finish though. Everything was good till the end. Garza with a rebound. Toussaint back on the floor. Yep. Toussaint, Murray, Patrick McCaffrey running with Wieskamp and Garza. Duarte guarding Wieskamp. Three-pointer short. Garza's in there battling. Oh, denied, but count the basket. Man, is Omarui spring-loaded or what?
No, he is. He's up for the challenge. Again, he's just around now. Luka Garza does an excellent job of putting his head right in front of the rim to get that offensive rebound, but Omarui just did that just to let him know that I'm around.
Could not be more impressed with Eugene Omarui and how he is handled as an undersized center right now. That's going to be a travel. So Richardson walks with it. Oregon with a turnover. 7 turnovers now for Dana Altman's Ducks. That matches the Hawkeyes. Iowa's turned the 6 previous turnovers into 11 points. Iowa down 14 with the ball. Desperate to get something going here against this explosive Oregon team. Garza's on the deck. There's no foul called here, I don't think. Garza just hit the deck, slow to get up.
Let's see if he tripped over his own. I think watch his right. Oh yeah, he hit Duarte. No, that's Richardson. His knee. Then his ankle actually turned over a little bit on the way down.
I mean, there's no foul called. He just hit the deck and they blew the whistle. Toussaint spins. Toussaint. Oh, no room at the end. That's last touch by Omarui. That'll be Iowa ball. 9 on the shot clock here. Hawkeyes fans will remember 2 years ago in a round of 32, Iowa had a 25-point comeback against Tennessee. They forced overtime. They would lose the game. Tennessee would advance. That was Grant Williams and company with Tennessee. But they are explosive, and they do have the ability to come back, and McCaffrey is counting on that. And they'll clean up.
Well, first order of business is taking care of the other end of the court, because we know Iowa can score the ball. And they'll kind of put a run together, but the ease in which the Ducks are able to get downhill and in the lane off the bounce is causing a lot of problems, or have caused a lot of problems for this Iowa defense.
Keegan Murray might be an X factor here. Gets some space inside, knocks it down. Nice patience there by Keegan Murray. 67 points on the board, all of them coming from the starters for the Oregon Ducks. It's a tight rotation. Those starters are excellent. On the last day of the regular season against Oregon State to, by percentage points, win the Pac-12 regular season title. Lost to Oregon State in the Pac-12 tournament. And a 7 seed here in the NCAA tournament. Offensive foul. Toussaint comes crashing in. Omarui takes the call, and it'll go the other way.
A little bit out of control right here by Toussaint. Yes, you were able to get down the lane, but once you committed yourself to that layup, Omarui was already there, planted, waiting to take that charge.
How great has the Pac-12 been in this tournament thus far? I mean, it has been a great ride so far.
Well, it's interesting too how timing plays, because Oregon State had to deal with the COVID issues, not practicing, a lot of inconsistencies, so the team never really developed until the end of the year. And you're seeing how good that team is once they were able to really spend some time on the court together.
There goes Figueroa. Oh, Omarui, nice catch, leaves it. And again, Williams can't finish inside. Had a clean look, though. Wieskamp goes to the hole and a two-handed jam. It's got the Iowa bench up. Their fans that are here, the lucky ones that made it in, trying to push them on. It's a 14-point game for Joe Wieskamp.
10-point lead now by the Ducks. Missed a couple chippies inside. Iowa quickly to respond and make them pay. Again, long time in this game.
Figueroa set up by Omarui. McCaffrey with a rebound. Patrick. Here come the Hawkeyes. Got a chance to get within single digits. Iowa on a quick 6-0 run here when they needed it most. Wieskamp, picked his pocket. Great D by Will Richardson. Richardson aggressive. He's going. And the follow, no. Figueroa had a shot at a follow. Can't get it. Missed opportunity for Oregon. And now timeout on the floor. Takes us to immediate timeouts. Also some mop work that needs to be done. Wieskamp comes hobbling off the floor as well. Wieskamp, see if we can pick it up. Got picked, hobbled off. Oregon can't convert. I'd have heard that cheer there. Joe Wieskamp left the floor. He's come back on the floor now. I don't know if he got a quick retape or not, but looked like he may have tweaked
right there
ankle here.
See, I'm trying to, when he grabs, so when he plants, it looks like when he plants that right foot, that's where a lot of that stress is put on. Good to see him back on the bike and kind of walking it up. They're going to need him.
Yeah.
You know, of course, especially with Jordan Bohannon struggling right now with his shot.
Wieskamp has 14 points. There's an Iowa turnover, and Patrick McCaffrey able to knock it loose, and Toussaint able to get a timeout. Saves the possession. 10-point game.
Take a look at the end. The excellent hustle by McCaffrey. Then Toussaint is on the floor. Oh, fingertip did touch the out-of-bounds line. The officials didn't see it.
One they could look at under 2 minutes. Ooh. Play on. I mean, it's a game of inches, Jimmy.
Man,
oh, fingernail. He stays in play.
He got it too. From the other angle, it looked like he was out, but that was the floor. And see if they can capitalize right here. Iowa.
Hey, that's it. Give me that.
Omarui.
He has been fantastic. Eugene Omarui, transfer from Rutgers. He knows this Iowa team well. 3 years there in the Big Ten with Rutgers. Third block for Oregon. Tony Perkins back on the floor, trying to check Duarte. Omarui lines up a three and laces that three. And it's a 13-point Oregon lead. In about a 5-minute stretch, it went from a tie game to a 16-point Oregon lead. Iowa went on a 6-0 run. And now Omarui hits a three ball. Inside to Garza. Duarte's got help behind him, and Richardson. Garza draws the double. Excellent defensive stand here by Oregon, and a swat by Williams. And did he get it off in time? They will check. It was close. Toussaint right at the end of the shot clock. Remember, it's clock, light, horn. I don't think so.
No, I think he got it off.
Still on his fingertips.
Yeah, you know, and it looked like, you know, Toussaint. Now, excellent job, I thought. When the double team came on Garza, it was when he put the ball down and no good with the basket. So it didn't allow him to see the defense and pick him apart with a pass, which hence wasted a little bit of time, took shots away, and ultimately forced the shot clock violation. So really good job defensively that time by the Ducks.
Ducks are playing their game, making some threes. They lead by 13, forcing turnovers. There's blocks. Joe Wieskamp back on the floor. Let's check in with Allie. What'd you learn, Allie?
He tweaked the right ankle, rode the bike to keep it loose. Just a quick reminder, he sprained that exact same ankle against Wisconsin March 12th, played the next game against Illinois, and fought through it. So it's something he's been dealing with often.
Good report, Al. Thank you for that. In the corner, Figueroa for three. LJ Figueroa. That's his 4th made three. 16 points for Figueroa. McCaffrey got stuck in the corner. Gives it right back. McCaffrey, 4-3, no. Richardson clears, up ahead, a run out. 3 on 0, and Omarui will do the honors. Quickly back the other way come the Hawkeyes. Another 3 missed. Murray can't connect from the wing.
Dana Altman slowing it down just a little bit. Their success has been moving the ball, little pick and roll, and then ending it with a dribble penetration that has opened up a layup or a shot like this.
Williams couldn't corral the offensive rebound. Iowa basketball, 12:05 left. 8 minutes into the second half, and Oregon with an 8-0 run answering the Iowa run.
Well, dribble penetration, drive and kick, space up, let it go. And then in transition, why not? Murray has been doing everything else. Why not get out on the break and knock it in? Now, keep in mind, this Iowa team is ranked 240th nationally in regards to defending the three-point line at 35%. So the Oregon Ducks right now, 9-18, shooting 50%. And that's what they wanted to exploit, this Iowa defense.
I think out of bounds. Wieskamp on the baseline, forcing another turnover. That time Williams hounding defense. Great offense. The Oregon Ducks, they got it rolling on both ends of the floor right now in Indianapolis. Well, the Oregon Ducks, man, they are putting on a show here in their first game. Don't forget, you can scan this code right now to watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness. Download the app today, and it's the starters, Jimmy. We talked about it early in the broadcast. 5 players averaging in double figures for the first time since the 06-07 season for Oregon. That was a team that reached the Elite 8 under Ernie Kent. And Williams is the only starter right now not in double figures, and he's got 9. Duarte leading the pack with 19.
Well, 75 points for Oregon. How many bench points do they have, BA?
Bullet. That's a 0.
So what does that tell you?
Duarte wide open for 3.
I guess that goes to show to a little foul here with Williams, but when you have 5 players that can really get it in, Allie, might as well just use them.
Absolutely. Well, what's fascinating is Eugene is the only player to start all of Oregon's games this season because Will Richardson broke his thumb right before the start of the season. Duarte went down 6 games into the year after breaking a finger. His shooting went from 34% to 17%. That's when they said, okay, we have to have surgery to repair it. And obviously he's been unstoppable ever since, but they've been through a lot as a team.
This team has not the individuals on the floor currently, but this program with so much NCAA tournament success recently under Dana Altman. There is a culture and an expectation of winning as Murray misses a 3. Iowa's gone cold from beyond the arc. 7 of the last 8 NCAA tournaments for the Ducks. Sweet 16 back in 19. 3 of the last 4 tournaments that have been held, they have gone to the Sweet 16. Inside Garza, and Garza gets it to go. First points. And he's got 26 now. Been a while since he's been on the board. 10 of 13 for Garza. And it's been Garza and not many others. Wieskamp with 14. Patrick McCaffrey had 8 in that first half. He's guarding Will Richardson. Richardson feeling it, and a little side step 3 is good.
Well, because Pat McCaffrey had to respect Richardson's ability to beat him off the dribble. He gave him a little bit too much space, and rhythm dribble, step back.
And finally, one goes down for the Hawkeyes as Joe Wieskamp hits one from 3.
A little 1-2-2 press by Iowa.
Another one in the corner for Figueroa. Has been hot today. Wieskamp, that's his spot. Guarded well. McCaffrey now. And Garza, who's already hit a 3 today, got a mismatch here. Will take his time. Draws the double, kicks it. Wieskamp steps into one. The mid-range game, short. Another chance here for the Hawkeyes. Under 10 minutes of this second half. And Murray can't get it to go.
Williams fighting down there to clean up the loose change advantage.
And the run out. Chandler Lawson up ahead of the pack, gets the jam. Oregon destroying Iowa in transition right now. Oh, their defense is so good. First points off the bench for the Ducks. Turned in by Chandler Lawson. Another opportunity here. Offensive rebound. That's going to stay on the floor. Be a foul on Oregon.
Well, the bailout right there by Wieskamp led to that pass down the court to Lawson. Now, Wieskamp, you got to know if you don't get that steal, you compromise the defense, and that's just what happened.
Here's Wieskamp. They missed another one. Iowa now 5 for 19 from three-point range. Bohan hits the deck. Three-pointer misses badly. And back and forth they go here. Iowa's looking to start making some baskets. They're down 18 and a turnover. Bad pass. Murray and recovers with an excellent defensive play. It's been a long day for Fran McCaffrey. He's not seen his team. Again, with 2 minutes left in the first half, this was a tie game.
You just got to give Oregon a lot of credit for staying true to their game plan. And it's, you know, a lot harder when you see a guy like Garza just going to work ego-wise that you want to try to stop him. But then you start to compromise the other areas of your defense that is now paying dividends for you, which is not allowing his partners to go to work like this. And now, from an offensive perspective, Oregon just picking apart when they want.
Well, we really picked that one off the rim. You count that basket. 28 for Luka Garza. And his team down 18 points. Iowa, one of the better teams protecting the ball, averaging just 9.5 turnovers per game. And when you consider the high volume passing and the amount of possessions they get, that's 4th best in the country, but been a different story here today. Already 12 turns. That Oregon defense has been outstanding.
Yeah, when it happens, too, is critical, too. When Oregon starts to make shots and start to go on a run, and then you turn over once or twice, that just provides more fuel and momentum to this high-powered offense.
Figueroa stepped on the sideline. The Iowa ball. Dana Altman, year number 11, took over in 2011. This was a strategy we saw in that first half. Frank Kepnang coming back on. Big man from Cameroon. He just enrolled in the university mid-season, so playing in the spring semester, and here he is contributing some important minutes, especially against Luka Garza and the Hawkeyes in their first game. Wieskamp, and there's Garza with the offensive rebound and the putback. Richardson wisely backs it out. Aaron Eulis trying to check Hardy here. Backup point guard, finds Richardson. Allows Richardson to play off the ball a little bit. Inside, give him one. Did he? Yes, he did. He's in the book. Frank Kepnang, the freshman.
There we go.
Man, what a thrill. You dream about this your whole life.
Yep. Big stage against premier player, premier team in the country.
And there aren't a lot of bench points going around, let's just say that. So when you can get them,
take advantage of them, right?
Kepnang and Lawson, the only two bench players that have scored. Kepnang's calling for it.
That's
He wants
right.
it. You see him?
Come on.
Like, send it down here.
Like, I'm doing all this work inside. There we go. Give it to
Leave
him.
it. Kepnang had it stripped. Aaron Eulis got a hand on it. That'll be Oregon ball. 7 on the shot clock.
Well, talked about bench points. Kepnang doing all the dirty work. Gotta love it. A memory. Of course, he'll cheers in the fans.
They're here.
Stand up. They love it right now.
2-7 matchup here in the second round, and Oregon, they have put the pedal down late in that first half. They lead it by 18 over the Iowa Hawkeyes. That number 2 seed for the Hawkeyes, matching their highest ever. They were a 2 seed in '87. They got a lot of firepower, Jim, but right now they're up against it against the Ducks.
Well, they are, because Jordan Bohannon 0 for 3 right now, 0 for 2 from behind the line. C.J. Frederick, the same numbers. And those are guys that you normally rely on to be able to knock in shots. But again, it doesn't take much, but it's the defensive end that even when Iowa has a little spark, Brian, Oregon goes back on the run themselves, which shows a level of maturity with this Ducks team.
Oregon with 21 assists here in this game on 33 makes. Omarui has been outstanding on both ends of the floor. And the inability to get stops for the Hawkeyes. Missed free throw for Eugene. Hey, get nonstop March Madness news, picks, and highlights from every game on CBS Sports HQ, the free 24/7 sports network. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. Pac-12 shining bright here in Indianapolis, 6-0 currently. Remember, Oregon had a no contest game against VCU to advance them into this second round. Hadn't played in 10 days. And I think Dana Altman was concerned if they'd be a little overhyped, a little too fresh. Oh my goodness, Kepnang with the denial. Iowa gets a chance here, shot clock ticks. At 5, Bohannon, air ball. 3 on the shot clock. Dorte touched it last. Welcome. Welcome to the dance.
It might be early, but you're not getting any freebies. Kepnang is like, nah, bro. Not this afternoon.
Kepnang leads the Ducks in blocks per game. He only plays a little over 8.5 minutes per game on average.
So what you're saying is that the starters don't block a lot of shots.
Hey, just leave it to him.
That's basically what you're saying, right?
Winner's going to take on USC or Kansas. Is that going to be a Pac-12 matchup right at the end of the shot clock? Iowa just got that look about him, Jim, right now. They kind of just
body language.
They've taken it out of him.
Yeah, body language. Because, you know, the idea you come in, you're hyped, you're ready to go. You're playing your best basketball in the back end of the season. You know, you won 8 out of the last 10 games and came in as a 2 seed. You know, and started off the game playing well, then all of a sudden, over a short period of time, it just stretched away from you. And sometimes you just can't seem to body it back up, and Kepnang inside, reward him.
We got a guy. There's a guy. There's always a guy.
There's always a guy.
Every tournament.
Always a guy.
I tell you, Dana Altman might have found something here if you're matching up against size. Kepnang's giving him great minutes. You know, his confidence has to be soaring right now. Should still be in prep school. But here he is competing in the NCAA tournament after reclassifying and coming out early. Eligible this spring semester.
Well,
Looks the part.
Well, Kepnang was helped too because of the three-point shooting. See, a great backdoor that time by Iowa, but the great three-point shooting by Oregon kept the court spread. It was no help inside, so he had an easy pathway to the lane.
Well, the sharing has been impressive for the Ducks. Everybody getting in the act, and their starters carrying the big burden. There's another 3. Figueroa on another assist. Figueroa's got 5 made threes, 6 assists now for Will Richardson. Gives him 23 assists for the game.
You know, props and a shout out to L.J. Figueroa, who was at St. John's, who chose to transfer out and come to Oregon to see if he can finish out his college career, you know, in this very tournament, and Omarui the same way. And I think that's what makes Dana Altman such an outstanding coach to be able to get these transfers in, acclimate them, and then find success.
Duarte hammers it home, and Kepning with a victory lap down to the other end of the floor. Kepning with the assist. And Duarte with an exclamation point. Luka Garza knocks down another three. Had one of the great collegiate careers ever, Luka Garza. Decided to come back this year and helped Iowa to this 2 seed, but it's been all the Ducks here today as Omarui Kenat 91-74, a shocking turnaround. The first 18 minutes of this game was as good as you can get, and now Garza back-to-back possessions hitting a three. He's got a chance to put a 40-piece on the board in this one. Got 36.
Yeah, and it's for me watching this young man progress through the 4 years and covering him, of course, in the Big Ten. Somebody has to lose, unfortunately. You know, in his mind, of course, they had a good shot at getting to a Sweet 16, but what a pleasure. What he's brought not only to Iowa, but how he's represented the Big Ten, and another easy layup of Figueroa and the Oregon Ducks. Not the way you want to go out. But I tell you what, BA, it's one team that came in focused, steady, kept the game plan going, and Figueroa loving his decision to become a Duck.
Well, it's been a show for the Oregon Ducks. 93 points on the board. That matches their all-time high for points in an NCAA tournament game. They lead at 93-77. And Jimmy, about to put to rest one of the great careers, collegiate careers all time, certainly for the Iowa Hawkeyes, as Luka Garza with 36 points, only Big Ten player, 2,000 points, 900 rebounds, 150 blocks, and 100 three-pointers. And there's only been 3, and if we only had a guy who could talk about being 2-time back-to-back Big Ten Player of the Year. You, Mateen Cleaves, and Luka Garza, what a career it's been.
But 2 of those guys are pretty good. Mateen and Garza.
That is so hard to win.
It is.
A Big Ten Player of the Year. There's so many great players in the conference, and you know, to be on that list with you and Mateen, and they're going to retire Garza's number. They announced that a couple of weeks ago. Your number's retired at Ohio State. Mateen's number is retired at Michigan State, and that number 55 is going to hang in the rafters at Carver Hawkeye Arena as well.
Well, a lot of that, you know, the individual goals, Brian, you've been around this a long time. Those things don't get accomplished if you're not part, I think, the big part of a winning program. Winning allows you to be able to claim those accolades. And without the right teammates and support and family, these things don't transpire, you know, outside of you putting in the hard work, of course.
Totally changed his game, changed his body, was challenged. And Garza working inside, missed the reverse. Saw Frank Garza, his father, and that's going to be a whistle in the paint. And by the way, one last thing on Iowa, talking about Garza, you have to also mention Jordan Bohannon, who has had an extraordinary career, 5 years with the Iowa Hawkeyes. They've done a lot of winning, this particular group, and it'll be the end of the line for Jordan Bohannon as well. From Iowa, from Marion, Linn-Mar High School. And there's Patrick McCaffrey who scores it. Jimmy, this has been an Oregon story today.
Yes.
Tied with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. And then Oregon just went on a blitz to finish the first half on a 10-0 run. They kept it going in the second half. And even when Iowa went on a 6-0 run, the Ducks had an answer, scored 9 in a row at one point, and now it's going to be a lopsided win in the second round.
And at what point does Dana Altman get the national credit as a really, really outstanding coach that he deserves?
It's going to be a foul for Dana Altman. This is going to be his 5th Sweet 16 in his time here at Oregon. He was a great coach at Creighton. He kind of set the standard. He and Mark Few had great programs in mid-majors and elevated those programs. Great the move to the Big East. Dana's in year 11. Came to Eugene in 2011, and man, they have had so much success. 4 of the last 5 tries in the NCAA tournament. Altman and the Ducks are going to go to the Sweet 16. Hey, now's the perfect time to catch up on Clarice before the next secret unfolds. Stream for free on the CBS app or subscribe for more on Paramount Plus. New episodes of Clarice return Thursday, April 1st on CBS.
You know who was in that category at one point as far as coaches who accomplished a lot but not getting a lot of credit because of some disappointments maybe in the tournament as higher seeds was Jay Wright. And then once Jay Wright kind of broke through the ceiling and finally won the 2016 national championship, then came back and won it at 18. You know, he's being talked about in another atmosphere. And maybe Dana Altman this year with this team and this environment breaks through that ceiling. We never know. A lot of games left to be played, but if you looked at a lot of teams that have played thus far, you'll be remiss to say that Oregon is not in that conversation in regards to cutting down the nets.
I agree with you. And the Pac-12 is shining bright here in the NCAA tournament. Pac-12 is going to go to 7-0. Oregon State advanced yesterday. They won the tournament, stole a bid. They're going to the Sweet 16 in the Midwest. You got UCLA, Colorado, USC still on the books. And it could be a Pac-12 matchup. Kansas and USC will be the game to watch for Oregon. So the hugs, Luka Garza.
Oh, yeah. Much love right there, brother.
He'll exit one of the great careers all time. One of the best players, the best player in Iowa basketball history.
Coach Altman right there. The finality part of it, I've been there, brother. Those are tears. Right now, the emotions of the tournament, the finality of your career, that you didn't accomplish the goal that you set out to, are hard to hold back, you know.
He'll exit as Iowa's all-time leading scorer, twice first-team All-America, twice Big Ten Player of the Year. And they'll take the violation, one last possession. Fran McCaffrey is going to end the run this year as a 2 seed in the second round, the round of 32. And a very happy Oregon dunk bench. They've been cheering all game long. The starters with a monster performance today scored all but 6 points, 89 points from the starters as they put 95 on the board. And a chance to get on the floor for some playing time here at the end of this game. Ash gets a shot up, and that'll take us to the finish line. And the Oregon Ducks out of the Pac-12 headed to the Sweet 16. 4th trip to the Sweet 16. The last 5 NCAA tournaments competed for. A 15-point win over the Iowa Hawkeyes, and a 7 seed is advancing. Big Ten now 6-7 with this Iowa loss. Only Michigan and Maryland remain out of the Big Ten after they beat each other up all year long. Some early exits this go around.